Hi, I'm Bet from Bet's Makes, and today we're going to take text and push it around different shaped objects that are on the screen. This is a lot of fun to do, and I know you're just going to absolutely love this. Now, just before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So here we are in Cricut Design Space, and today we're going to take a shape and we're going to put some text around it. Now I have chosen a shape out of the shapes file, and I'll show you where that is. If you click on uploads, you'll be uploading a file called shapes and shadows, and I'll just put it in on our canvas just to show you what this is. Now you see there are a lot of different shapes here, and you can pick on any which one that you want. If I decide I want this little one here, first thing I want to do is ungroup everything, because I only want to select the one thing that I'm interested in, and that's this one. And you can see it's selected here. I'm going to turn that off, and then I'm going to select everything else that's around it and just hit the delete key so that I can get rid of some extra shapes. Now there's an easier way to do this, but for now we're just going to do it this way. And you can see I have some other shapes that I really don't want here. I can click shift click just to get rid of the other ones, and we can delete those, and we end up with two shapes that we had here. The one that we just saved from that group, and I'll make that one a little bit larger, and we'll change its color. I'm going to just change it to yellow so it's easier to see. I have one that I had selected before, which was purple. Now we're going to start with the yellow one today, and we're going to add some text around it. Now what I'm going to do is I'll just turn this one off for now. We're going to make this one quite large so that we can work with it easily. Still want to fall within the parameters of Cricut Design Space, but I am going to increase my zoom. I like working with a larger zoom. Maybe one more, 200%, so that I am at least working on the edges that I can see. We're going to be adding text that comes across here and then down this side. And I'm just going to put in some text, and I'm just going to have I love crafting. Bring this across the top so that we can see that it's going to fit there. I'm going to put I love across this side and crafting down this side. Now it is too big right now, and I don't necessarily like the font, but the font's okay. We can change the font to anything we want. You can go to your system fonts or the Cricut fonts. You can make it a little funky, so I might choose one. Now I don't really like that one. Maybe a smaller font. I love crafting. That looks pretty good. First thing I want to do with my text is I want to ungroup it. The next thing I want to do here is group the pieces that I want to work with. So I'm going to group this one, and I'm not going to spread anything out. I'm not going to make any changes to the spacing right now. I'm going to come down here to weld. So that becomes one object. I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to make it red. Now our biggest thing here is all we have to do is turn it so it's going to fit right on our object. We can do it above or we can do it below. I kind of like it above. And as you can see, you can line it up right here. That looks perfect. Now, crafting itself, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to group the letters. Make sure you only get the letters. I'm going to twist it a bit so it fits. Now you'll notice it's a little bigger, but I really don't want to make any changes. The only changes I really want to make is maybe I will move these things together. Now these are all ungrouped. So I want my R to come in closer, so let's ungroup this again. I want my R to come down a bit. move it in place, bring the C in. Now the F and T to me are too far apart, and I can tuck these up a little bit and it'll fit better. Now it looks pretty darn good. Now I'm going to select all these letters. Actually, I'm going to do it right here in the panel. I'm going to click, shift click all of the different letters. There we go. Let's group them. Now I'm not going to make any other changes to them, so I am going to weld them together. Now that's a nice, easy, simple one that you can work on. But what about the more complicated one that I showed you before? Okay, let me just put these together. Let's just group them. I could actually weld them together, but I think we want to make some changes here. So let's go back down to 100%. And then I am going to move this out of the way because I want to work with a really oddball shape here. So let's take this one. Let's turn off the eyeballs. Let's bring this one over a little bit. Now this one's a little more fun to work with. And I'll do the same thing. I will just make it maybe one more, 200%, because you want to be able to see what you're doing. Okay, I Love Crafting is going to fit here again, so let's put the text. Let's bring it up to the top. And the font's not too bad. It's a little bit big for what we want. So let's take a look at it. It is font size 72. Let's try a 60. That's much better. We want crafting to fit in the well over here and the I love over here. So we want two dips. Now, yes, you could use the curve tool, but I'm not going to do that right now. We are going to ungroup this. We're going to take the I love, and I think maybe I will push some of these letters just a little closer together. And keep the I a little further apart. Group them all. I don't like the black color, so let's go with a green. So we have the I love. Now we're going to bring those down. Now here's where you're going to run into some challenges because you need to curve them so that they fit on your curve. Let's just change them a little bit here. Let's bring our O down. Let's bring our L down. Let's get it going onto the curve. Bring it closer to the O. I think I'm going to change the curve just a little bit on this one. Just a little bit more, lined it up nicely. There we go. And then of course finally the I, and you want it to fit in so it sits in the curve. There we go. So that fits that curve nicely. So what we want to do here is select all of these letters and group them. So I'm going to do them one at a time. Click, shift click, shift click, shift click, shift click. I am going to group them, and I don't think we'll be making any other changes to them, but just in case we do, I absolutely do not want to weld them right now. What I want to do is work on the crafting. Now I'm going to weld this together so it becomes one item, and you'll see that the letters join together, and that's exactly what I wanted. And for the I love, I'm not going to make any other changes. I'm going to weld that as well. So you can see the process is pretty simple. These words will now fit in here, and you can group these together and resize everything as you go. So let's just group everything here. And let's zoom back out or back in. It's all one piece right now. So now I can resize the whole thing and the letters will resize with it. Now if you ungroup them, you can move the I love so it fits in underneath the curve, or you can take the same one and reverse it and come through here. This is a really easy process in order to put text around a different shape other than curving. Well, I hope you had a lot of fun putting this together. As you can see, you can use many different kinds of shapes. And as long as the letters fit, you can use different fonts, you can use different line spacing and put it all together. You can make it go around an entire shape if that's what you wanted to do. So I hope you had a lot of fun with this, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and happy crafting.